Hello, and welcome to Square's one and only radio station. I'm your host. Today is Monday, March 11th, 2019, and we are in Rockport, Massachusetts, with a high of 47 and a low of 35. There will be no rain today. Today is also National Napping Day. The lovely bookstore owner has finally submitted her first request, and a very long note along with it. So, let's get to the show! When Narcissus was born, his mother consulted the prophet Tiresias to ask if he would have a long life. Tiresias prophesied that he would if he did not discover himself. When Narcissus was 16, he was a handsome boy that attracted many young boys and girls, but none caught his attention. One day, as Narcissus hunted deer, he was spotted by a nymph, Echo. She was smitten. There was one problem, though. Echo was cursed. She had to repeat the last words of what people around her said, and she could say nothing else. So she followed him and watched him go through the woods as he was followed by his entourage. Eventually, Narcissus was separated from the group. He thought he was alone. He did not know that Echo was there, still watching him. "Anyone here?" he called out into the forest. She jumped with excitement. This could be her chance, so she echoed back, "Here!" "Come to me." He looked for the source of the voice. "Come to me." "Come to me." He still couldn't find it. "Come to me." "Why do you run from me?" "Why do you run from me?" He stopped moving and stood still. "Here, let us meet together." This was the word she needed to confess her love. She had to take the chance before it went away. "Together!" She burst from the forest and embraced him. He ran off into the woods. "Let go of me. I will never be yours." "Yours," is the only thing she could say in reply. Echo went into the woods trying to hide her face as shame washed over her. She made a mistake. He could never love her. Who could love a being who could not speak for herself, who could only repeat what others said? In her sadness, she hid away in caves till her body dissipated, leaving only her echoing voice. Of course, Echo was not the only one to be rejected by Narcissus. Many young men and women and nymphs were also heartbroken by the young man. One of these broken hearts had also been mocked after their confession. So they raised their hands to the sky and declared, "Since he loves himself so much, may he never be able to be with the one he loves." This request was heard by Nemesis, the goddess of retribution, who fulfilled the request. After a long day of hunting, Narcissus came upon a pool of water. He went to drink from the pool when he saw the most beautiful being he had ever laid eyes on. He stared into the man's eyes that shone like stars. He gazed upon the man's perfectly sculpted face. He saw the man return his loving stare and leant in to kiss him, thrilled to see that the man did as well, but their lips never met. Narcissus was distraught, and so was the man. They reached their hands out to each other, but their skin never met. Narcissus was devastated. How could this perfect man be so close? Yet they could not even touch. Narcissus began to cry into the pool, his tears causing the image to ripple. He could only watch as his love disappeared. This only made the tears come faster. He cried till he could cry no more, and instead laid down and died from the heartbreak of finally meeting someone he loved and loved him back, but could never be with. Now, all you will find of Narcissus is a white flower. Thank you to the bookstore owner for that request. Let's look at the note you left. Did you know the word Narcissus comes from this very myth? You should know, since you yourself are a raging Let's move on to the next request. This story comes from a play. The setting? The Greek city of Thebes in 13th century BCE, a city in turmoil. A group of citizens gathered at the doors of the palace to beg the king to act. As they prayed desperately for a solution, King Oedipus emerged from the palace to speak, to ask them why they gather at his doorstep. Led by a priest of Zeus, the people begged. The city had been inflicted with a plague that was killing the crops, that was killing the cattle, that was killing the people. The people begged King Oedipus to do something, to banish the plague like he banished the Sphinx. They begged, and so Oedipus answered them, "I know about the plague. I'm also devastated by the destruction this plague has called, and I'm already looking for a solution. I sent my brother-in-law Creon to Python, Apollo's shrine, to get information on the cause of the plague." Oedipus looked over the crowd. Everything he had said was true, but he was worried about the fact that Creon hadn't returned yet. This was taking longer than he had anticipated, and every day that passed meant the plague was causing more damage. His worried thoughts were cut short as the priest spoke up. "We are in luck! I can see Creon approaching!" Oedipus looked out, and sure enough, there was Creon walking towards the palace. On his head he wore a wreath full of berries. For those who don't know, these berries meant that he had received good news. Oedipus was relieved and wanted to hear the news as soon as possible. So as soon as Creon was in earshot, he called out, "What news do you bring?" Creon looked up to the king. "Good news." He continued his approach through the crowd. "I learned what we need to do to end this plague." "Well, what do we need to do?" Creon hesitated. "You're making me nervous." Creon had finally reached Oedipus and leaned in for a sliver of privacy. "Do you want me to say it in front of all these people?" "Just say it already," Oedipus hissed back. "The god Apollo says that we must drive out the polluting stain this land has harbored." Creon said loud enough for the crowd to hear, since his king obviously didn't mind the public overhearing. "How?" Oedipus was now fully focused on his brother-in-law. "What stain?" "We must banish or kill the murderer of our previous king." Creon went on and explained what had happened, since Oedipus was a foreigner. "Before you, this land was ruled by King Laius. I remember I never got a chance to meet the man. Yes, that's because he was killed, and now we know that he was murdered. And those murderers need to be punished. Do we have any idea where they are? What country? This crime is old. It will be hard to find any leads. According to Apollo, they are here in Thebes." "Okay, that narrows down their location quite a bit. Where was Laios when he died? At home? In the fields? In another land?" "When he left, he said he was going to Delphi, but he never returned." "Were there any witnesses? He traveled with others, correct?" "They all died, except one who managed to escape. That man could only tell us that it was a group of robbers that attacked them." "How were a group of thieves able to get away with killing the king?" "By the time we'd learned about it, the Sphinx was preventing anyone from leaving the city. We were forced to deal with that problem first." "I understand. Then I will begin the search for these murderers to remove this stain from our lands and avenge King Laios." Oedipus turned to the crowd that was still watching. "Citizens, please call your fellow man to assemble here. I'll do everything I can, and with the gods' help, this crime will finally come to light, and we can bring an end to the plague." With that, Oedipus and Creon entered the palace to discuss plans. Outside, the crowd dispersed and then reconvened with more people. People either hoping that the plague would come to an end, or curious about the crime that had gone unsolved for so long, or both. All they could do was wait, till finally Oedipus re-emerged from the palace. "Listen, citizens of Thebes, I have found the solution to stopping the plague, but I cannot do this alone. We must find the man who killed King Laios. I order this man to step forward. If you are the murderer, step forward now, and you will not be harmed, simply banished from the city." Oedipus paused, and the crowd held their breath, waiting for someone to step forward. But no one did. "If any of you know anything about the murderer, speak now." Once again, no one said a word. "Very well. I order that no one shall give the killer shelter, no one shall talk to him, no one shall pray with him, for he is a pollution on this land as revealed to me by Apollo. I urge you to come forward with information, so that we may end this plague that torments us and avenge your previous king. I have his position, and I married his wife. It's only right that I do everything I can to punish his murderer, even if there wasn't a plague." Finally, a man stepped forward. "My lord, I'm not the murderer, nor do I know who he is, but I have an idea on how to find him." Oedipus motioned for him to continue. "Tiresias, the great prophet, he could see the past, present, and future. He could find the killer." "That is a good idea, and Creon has already sent 2 messengers to fetch him. Then we will surely find the murderer." With that, Tiresias arrived, being led by a small boy. You see, not only was Tiresias quite old, he was also blind. This did not prevent him from being a great prophet. "Tiresias, great seer who understands all things in heaven and on earth, We ask that you help us." Oedipus explained the situation. "Please, tell us what you know and save this city." Tiresias paused for a moment, gathering himself. "Do you know how annoying it is to have all this wisdom when it doesn't help me? I can't believe it slipped my mind. I shouldn't have come here." Oedipus was confused at this reply, to say the least. "What's wrong?" "You know what? How about I just go home? You can bear your burden, I'll bear mine. We could just part ways." "You aren't going to help the city that has been your home for so long?" "I don't want to say the wrong thing." "If you know something, just say it." "Listen, you really don't want to hear what I have to say. So you know something, but won't tell me. Do you want the city to be destroyed?" "I'm saving us a lot of grief, so stop asking me. I'm not going to tell you." "You disgraceful man. You won't tell me? Really? You are a stubborn fool. You'd make a statue angry. Now you're blaming your temper on me. You are the fool for not noticing that you had one." "Of course I'm mad. Anyone would be mad listening to you doom this city." "The future will still happen, even if I keep my mouth shut." "Well, since it is going to happen, you must tell me." "I will say nothing more. Fume about it if you wish, as fiercely as you can." Fine. Oedipus was mad. Mad enough to make threats he would later regret. "You know what? I get the feeling that you conspired in the crime, just short of killing the king with your own hands." "Okay. This is how you want to do this. Well, I hope you can follow the orders you just gave and not speak to me or anyone else here, because you are the polluting stain." Oedipus could only stare at Tiresias for a moment. How dare you? You think you can get away with insulting me like this? "I'm getting away with it because it's the truth." "Who told you to say this?" "You did. I didn't want to say anything, but you insisted." Oedipus took a breath. "What do you mean?" "Say it again so I can understand." "Do you really not get it, or are you just trying to test me?" "I didn't fully understand you the first time. Tell me again." "I said that you yourself are the very man that you're looking for." "That's twice you've said that terrible lie. You will regret that. I shall tell you more so you can be even more enraged. Talk as much as you want. It will all be useless. Well, I can say that, completely unknown to you, your family and you are living in disgrace. You have no idea just how bad things are." "You really think you can say this and go unpunished?" "Of course I can. You wanted the truth after all." "The truth? The truth is not in you. For your ears, your mind, your eyes are blind." "You are a fool to use harsh words that all men will soon use to curse you." "You are blind. You can't hurt me or any sighted man." "Oh, I'm not going to do anything. That's Apollo's job, and he can do that just fine." "Did Creon put you up to this, or did you make this up on your own?" "Creon isn't a threat. You did this to yourself." "I have riches, ruling power, and skill. You must be pretty envious of this kingly office which the city gave me. I didn't even have to seek it out. I see what's going on. Creon, my trusted old friend, has secretly conspired to overthrow me and paid off a quack who can only see his own advantage. Do you have any evidence for your so-called wise prophecy? When the Sphinx was here, you said nothing to set the people free. Why not? That riddle wasn't something the average man could solve. They really could have used a prophet, but you are no help. But then I came, Oedipus, who knew nothing, yet I finished her off with my wits. That's the man you want to overthrow. No doubt you hope that afterwards you will be able to stand up there with Creon once he's king. You and your conspirator in this will regret trying to usurp the state. If you weren't so old, I'd give you the punishment your arrogance deserves." The man who suggested to get Tiresias step forward, "It sounds like Tiresias has spoken in anger, and so have you, Oedipus. That's not what we need right now. Instead, let's focus on completing Apollo's decree. He tried to calm the situation down, but it was too late. Tiresias had more to say. You may be king, but I have the right to answer you, for I am not your slave. I serve Apollo, so I would never work with Creon to overthrow you. So since you have decided to insult my blindness, let me say this. You have your eyesight, and yet you still can't see how miserable of a situation you are in. Do you even know the family you come from? Without your knowledge, you've become the enemy of your own kindred, both the dead and the living. Your ignorance will be the cause of your exile. Those eyes of yours that you brag about will go dark. What harbor, what mountain will not echo with your cries once you have learned the truth about the wedding by which you got this position from? So, go on. Keep insulting Creon in my prophecies, for amongst all living mortals, no one will be destroyed more wretchedly than you. Must I tolerate this insolence from him? Get out. I hope the plague kills you. Leave, and don't come back. I wouldn't have even come, but you summoned me here. I didn't know that you were an idiot. If I had known, you would have been the last person I talked to. You call me a fool, but your birth parents trusted my wisdom. Wait, you know who my parents are? Who are they? Today you will learn the answer, and it will destroy you. Everything you say is a riddle. Well, aren't you the best there is at solving riddles? That will be your ruin. I don't care, as long as I save the city. Well, I will be going. Boy, lead me away. Good, you will no longer be around to annoy me. I'm going. But first, let me tell you, I don't feel your wrath, 'cause there's nothing you can do to me. I tell you, the one who killed Laos, that man is here. People think he is a foreigner that came to live here, but it will be revealed that he is a native. He will be blind, though now he sees. He will be poor, though now he is rich. He will set off for a foreign country, groping the ground with a stick. He will learn that he is the brother to his children and the killer of his father. If you find that I am wrong, then you can insult my skills in prophecy. Oedipus stormed into the palace while Tiresias left for his home with the boy helping him. I'll give some advice to our guests. Never insult your prophet, even if you dislike their prophecy. That's where we'll leave the story for today. Thank you to the restaurant owner for this request. We will have to see what Oedipus does with the information he got in the next broadcast. Until then, you'll hear from me again yesterday, today, tomorrow, and the rest of your lives. Goodbye!